Good evening guys, welcome to JP's On Demand Virtual Workouts. Tonight's workout is another new one. This is Get Glutes. So this workout is all about training your glutes, which is your bum, your thighs and your abdominals. So tonight, a little bit different from our standard ass and abs. We're doing 45 seconds on each exercise. You get 15 seconds to get to the next. There's only 10 exercises and we're going to repeat it and do it for 3 rounds in total. Thumbs and hearts lets people know we are live. If you are a member of JP's Gym, thank you so much for showing your support tonight and taking part in our class as well. If you have any injuries or illnesses, as per, please give me a private message before we get started. If you are new to watching our videos and you'd love to take part, all we ask is that you send us a private message. We'll send you out a pre-questionnaire. That just allows us to check your medical history and ensure that you are A-OK to train. If you have just come on live, welcome to JP's On Demand Virtual Workouts. Tonight's workout is Get Glutes, another one of our favourites here at JP's. So tonight, it's all about your glutes, your thighs and your abdominals. The equipment you will require tonight, although not essential, is a set of dumbbells, tin cans, bottles of water, a long resistance band. They're not going to be used separately, you can use them interchangeably. If you want, I know I just contradicted myself there. Basically, you can use one or the other in some of the exercises. And then body weight as well. So, not a lot of kit tonight required. We'll just wait another few seconds, we're going to get started. No dynamic warm-up tonight. During the Get Glutes workouts, I like to use the first 2-3 exercises to get the hips, thighs and core primed. And then as set 2 comes on, set 3 goes on, you can look to start adding weight. Quite like this about these workouts basically, because there's not a lot of fluff in them, and if you've been to our classes you know what I mean by fluff, then it allows you to actually load these appropriately based on your requirements. So if you could go back and watch these over on our feed or on our YouTube channel and you know what exercises are coming up, it means you can pick the resistance accordingly. So basically, challenge yourself appropriately. Right, so what we're going to do is get the timer started and we are good to go. Remember, thumbs and hearts if you're on Facebook just now. Lets people know we're live and we're showing support during this time. Okay, ready? Let's get the timer started here as well. Because we're doing 45-15, the timer tonight is on 60-second intervals, so you can keep tabs on it there as well. Plus, you'll hear the bell going throughout. Okay, so your first exercise tonight is a side line climb. So, you're going to lie on your side, stack your feet first, head inside your arm, and then what I'd like to do is line up your toe to the heel, let your hips roll forward. This knee's going to come to the floor. Use this hand and slide it forward to provide stability. And then what you're going to do is you're going to lift your knee off the floor. Now make sure your hips and pelvis is rolled forward, so that way at the top you should feel the glutes contract. If you're too far back here, you're going to feel this through the front of the hips and at your hip flexors. This is not what we're trying to target right now. Pause at the top. Now notice the only thing that's moving here is my hips and thighs. There's nothing happening from the hips to my hands. So make sure you're not moving like this. Just try and slow it down. Think about the movement. Think about the quality of the movement and the contraction at the top. Squeeze. Then switch sides. So you get 15 seconds, remember, we're not in a rush. So remember, rest the head inside the arm. The reason for that is because I'm trying to take out these muscles here. If you are up in this position, a lot of people do that, you're contracting your lateral core muscles. Then toe to heel, let the hips roll forward, knees close to the floor, and then lift the leg off the floor. Now the next exercise, you will require the long resistance band, although you can do it just body weight. It's just a great exercise to strengthen and stabilise the hips. It's quite a good exercise as well, pre-training. Some activation work. Right, okay. So, grab your long resistance band. If you have got a mini band, you can use that as well. I want you to place the band behind the back of your thigh and then into the same hand. In your quadruped position, wrists, elbows and shoulders are stacked, knees and hips in line is stacked, and then you're going to straighten the leg out, what's called extending at the hips, contracting the glute at the top. So this is getting your glute really in that shortened position here. So this is where we're targeting the mid to shortened position. Pause at the top. Now I don't ideally want to see any movement coming again from the hips to the hands. Now my spine should not be moving here either. It should stay nice and fixed. So try not to have this going on, because you're not only using the hips but you're working the lower portion of the back as well. Okay. Again, take your time. Now remember, this is working your glute in that end position here. Nice fixed flat back. Keep the head in line with the spine, not here, not tucked under. Somewhere right in the centre. What I'm doing as well is I'm pushing myself away from the floor with my hands. Okay. So, whatever glute you work there, I want you to have the opposite leg in front. Next exercise is a reverse lunge. So have your feet hip width apart to start with, root the front leg in, create tension, step back, bend at the ankles, knees and hips. Now you're loading the hip in this lengthened position, this nice stretch. Come up. Here. So there's no resistance here now, like there was in the last exercise, but as you come down to here and get to here, keep nice and tight. What I want you to in your back leg as well, this glute, squeeze it nice and tight. Basically, this is a single leg squat technically. We're using that back leg just to provide stability. You're using the front leg, thigh and glute to come back up. So you can do these, obviously body weight. Next round I'm going to show you how to load it. Let's go. So when you're coming up, remember, use this leg. Don't push off your back leg and pull the hip through. Push off here, pull the hip through. So this is a deep reverse lunge, so I want you to step back as far as you can, providing that you can maintain a nice extended hip. What that means is you're not breaking here, like this as you go down. Brilliant. Right, next, side planks. So what I'd like you to do is line up the toe to the heel. Imagine you've got an ice pick in your hand, in line and stacked. Then contract through this glute and your lateral core muscles, that's the muscles at your sides, and hold that position here. this is showing you the role your glutes have in stabilising your hips, stopping this. Now push yourself away from the floor as well. Keep your shoulders pushed down into your armpits. Nice tension through the front of your abdominals as well. Make sure you're looking ahead. Your chest is pointing forward as well. So not up here and not down there. And switch. Again, line up your toe to heel. What you can do in this one as well is you can elevate your hand and your elbow, and that'll allow you to use less percentage of your overall weight performing this exercise, but still allow you to get the full benefit of being in this movement. Notice my foot position here as well. I'm not rolling the ankle, so my weight's on the outside and inside of both feet. Glute tight, outer portion, lateral core. Imagine you're tightening up as if you're to take a punch. Stay nice and tight. Excellent. Flip round. Now we're going to go into a hip bridge. Lie on your back, feet hip width apart. What I'd like to do is have your feet just outside the hips. Then don't allow the knees to come in. Push them out a little bit while maintaining 3 points of contact with the ground. Chin tucked, abdominals nice and tight. Extend your hips, squeezing your glutes. Come down. Now notice I'm coming down, I'm moving from my hips and then coming up. When I'm extending my hips up, I'm driving my upper back into the floor, keeping my abs tight, and then squeezing my glutes as hard as I can. I've got constant tension through my glutes the whole time. Really good. Okay, stay in this position. We're going to do another core exercise. This is a hollow body hold, one of my personal favourites. So I'll take you through all of the stages from beginner to advanced. So start with your hands at your sides, feet on the floor, then slide your hands along the floor, let the shoulder blades come off the floor, the head follows the shoulder blades. You've got an egg distance between the chin and collarbone. Rib cage has been pulled to the front of your pelvis. If that's easy, you can lift the arms. If that's easy, you can bring the feet off, and then if that's easy, you can start to straighten those legs out. Notice this is not changing. If that is easy, you can start to bring in the arms as well. Try and point the toes, push the thighs together, hips together, abdominals stay nice and tight, and then reach those arms as far back as you can. And then we're going back to exercise number 1, which is the side climb. Brilliant. Right, flip round. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to show you how to load all of those exercises. Now rest the head inside the arm. Stack the feet to start with. Toe to heel. This knee will bend. Let the hips roll forwards and the knees close to the floor. Use this hand to provide stability. And then lift your thigh off the floor from the knee. Switch, duck and roll. Toe to heel, let the hips roll forwards, knee close to the ground, head inside the arm. Use this hand to stabilise. Next exercise, quadruped hip extension. So wrap the band behind the thigh. Then you can slide your hand accordingly to make it easier or harder. And then extend the hips. So to make sure, again, this is fixed. Head stays in line with the spine. Then switch. Let's go. You will feel your core kick in with this one as well. You've got a lot going on here. You're resisting leaning left to right, and then you're resisting rotation as well, while having to maintain stability on that fixed leg. Right, reverse lunges next. I'd like you to grab one dumbbell, and then I'd like you to have it on the opposite side of the leg you're going to target and work. Root your front foot in. Step back, bend at the ankles, knees and hips. Sit into this left thigh and glute. Keep the hand nice and tight, holding dumbbell. I don't want to see it swinging around. And then you're coming up with this front leg, front thigh, and glute. Then switch. Let's go. Now don't worry if you don't land in the exact same position all the time. Notice I'm just wedging my foot before I start to descend. So I'm not just stepping back and hoping for the best per se. I'm making sure the quality of my lunge is the best I can offer and do. 10 seconds. Make sure the head stays in line with the spine. 5 seconds. Brilliant. So now we're going into the side plank. I'm going to give you two options here. So if you're a master of the side planks, then we'll add in an abduction exercise. We're going to let the leg come away from the body if we can. So, plank. So we're here. Then I want you to try and lift this leg up. This is if you can do a 60-second plus side plank. So tighten up, lift, drop down. For a lift, tight, come down. As soon as this leg lifts, this side is having to do a lot more work to stop the hip dropping. I'm not expecting a ton of reps here. Even if you manage 3 to 5 reps a side, I'd be very impressed. Now remember, you have pre-fatigued this side that's now close to the ground. So we're staying tight here. And you all need to create more tension as you lift that leg up. Oh, I can't get up. Hold that position to finish off. Right. Bridge next. So, if you're next to your couch, I'm going to show you how to extend or get more of an extended range. You can still focus on the bridge from the floor. You can add dumbbells to the hips. If you're at your couch, have your shoulder blades on the edge of the couch, the bottom of the shoulder blade on the edge. Then hips, abdominals stay tight, let the hips drop, and then to come up, extend them. Chin tucks a little bit. Do not tuck your hips under. And down nice and slow. And then come back up and extend your hips. Now I'm going down, I'm only going as low as I can keep my knees not pushed out too much, but stopping them before my knees come in, basically. Then down, okay? Next you get into the hollow body hold. So we'll go through all the stages again. So again, the thighs are tight, pushing the thighs together, hips together, abdominals nice and tight. Really, really good, everyone. Right, so now we're back to side climb, and this is your last round. Rest the head inside the arm, line up the legs, toe to heel, let the hips roll forward, knee close to the floor. You can use this hand to provide additional stability. And remember, you're only moving from the hips down. Flip rounds. Okay, from toe to heel. Excellent. Now we're going into the quadruped hip extension. And that's us good to go. So this position, and apologies for not seeing it in by the first or second round, is the reason why it's behind the thigh is it takes out the knee and foot. So because it's here, it will force the hip muscles to work a little bit harder. If the band is on the foot, then you've got the muscles from the foot, the leg, the thigh and the hip working, which isn't wrong, but this is just a little bit more isolation on those hip muscles. Then switch. Okay. Right, let's go. You guys keep that going. My apologies. What happened to the music? Probably get one rep in here. No, two. Okay. I might have to make that one back up, yeah? Right, reverse lunges next. Grab your resistance. And then it's the opposite hand from the front leg. Now, if you are watching this back on replay, the weather in Scotland just now is pretty wet, so let's hope that the signal's been good for you tonight. Three, two, make sure you finish your rep, change. So I definitely like that sequence at the front before I start these. Definitely feel a little bit more activation through this hip area. Thumbs and hearts if you agree. Fifteen left. Five seconds. 4, 3, 2, and well done. So now we're in a side plank. And then you can aim for the straight leg abduction as well. Try and keep yourself in the nice side plank position. What I mean by that is don't tuck your head down like I did in the last rep. There. Even kid on, you're smiling. Just watch them grit your teeth. Disclaimer there, right there. and then switch. Two, and let's go. So notice my foot's straight here as well. I'm not turning my foot out the way. Keep it nice and straight. Oh, we're getting tired. And we'll just hang on to this one. Get 10 seconds left. Oh, getting on one. Maybe not. Whew. Right. Bridge next. So if you're on your couch, you can add some resistance. That was my French there. You want to do it that way. Slide down. Remember, drive it up or back into the couch or whatever you're using. Just make sure it's safe to do whatever you're doing. Make sure you've got something that's fixed and stable. Now, ideally, you want the ankles or heels directly under the knees. Right, okay, hollow hold to finish. Let's go through the stages again. Remember, you can always regress these as well. As long as you're staying in the 45 seconds, I'm happy with that.